Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Steve's Wrestling Ramble. I know I didn't have my episode earlier this week. I was actually trying to get a guest on for this week. I wasn't able to work it out. Busy life, busy things going on, things popping up, and it's life, so that's fine. And it was on both of our ends, not just my guest's ends, mine as well. So unable to do that, but we will be having this special guest next week. I will be promoting that soon, but here, just want to give a quick welcome to everybody to this episode. If you are new, thank you for checking this out. Welcome to like, subscribe, share, all that fun jazz. Promote the show. If you're on the Twitter, if you're on Twitter, Snapchat, Vine, Instagram, Facebook groups, wrestling groups, whatever. I'm gonna try to get this show out there. I know I'm a one-man band here so far. I am looking for a co-host, and maybe my audio quality isn't the greatest, which I do have this. It's supposed to be helping. Let me know if it is. And the video quality is just me and my laptop, but just trying to grow, trying to do better, um, and trying to get the subscribers and slowly grow in that way, to then in turn be able to have the dinero, the money to get better equipment, to have a better HD quality look to the show. Also, my own look needs to change as well, shave this off and other things. But beyond that, you know, my content, as I always say, is A plus effort, always on par, the best WWE news that you can get out there, bar none, from anybody else. And whether that's true or not, it's just me, having, being confident in myself and my show. But like I said, I am looking for a co-host. So if you are interested in being my co-host, whether it's my upcoming guest or anybody that's hearing the sound of my voice at this moment, let me know. Tweet me at WW underscore podcast where you can follow me. I live tweet for Monday Night Raw usually, not all the time, so I can't say that's for certain because I didn't this past week, unfortunately, not too much. But I definitely tweet during pay-per-views because I am also part of another podcast called Talking WWE with Jay. So you know what? Before I wander off too much in conversation, let's get this party started. Because as you guys know, as my core fans know, as I said, if Dean Ambrose successfully defended the WWE Championship at WWE Battleground, every video that I make, whether it's Talking Packers with Steve, my NFL podcast, whether it's this one, Steve's Wrestling Ramble, which is wrestling topic, or even my MTV Scream, the TV show MTV Scream that is on every week on MTV, of course, at I believe 9 o'clock Central on Tuesdays, 9 p.m. Central, 10 p.m. Eastern on MTV, a little show called Scream. We're the last 3 episodes of that. So, as I said, any video that I do since Battleground will have Dean Ambrose theme to start at some point, and I'll start up here until he loses the title, until he drops it, until that booking decision comes to fruition. But as of now, he is the current WWE champion. The championship is now on SmackDown Live. And here we go. Let's get this party revved up. Let's get it started. Sorry that I was a little late with the start of the music, but I wanted to promote some other things. After the music, I'm going to promote some more things. And then we're going to get into it because there's a lot of topics we talked about. Dean Ambrose being one of the many things to be discussed tonight. It's a great week of wrestling in WWE. But before I get to all of that, before I start anything talking about this great week in professional wrestling, let alone in WWE, I want to give a shout out to a YouTube channel that I've actually just discovered the past months. I think if I check on his channel, or if he checks on his channel, I've been subscribed for at least a week or so, but I've noticed the channel about a month ago, and when I subscribed, I also, as you can with any channel, click and make sure that you get notifications and emails. So every time this individual, just like other channels that I subscribe to, whether it's automatically that set up that way or not, I get emails when he when his channel uploads a video. And that's RaunchyMikey. I will have the link in the description below this video. Hopefully, I said that correctly. In explaining the name of your channel, RaunchyMikey, RAUNCH, Mikey. His name is Mike. So give him a shout out. Him and Cheryl, who does his reactions to WWE events, reviews, and other sort of things over there on the channel. Definitely welcome to check it out. Subscribe to his channel because he will be the special guest I was hoping to have this week, but we'll be having next week. As I said, I will have the link to go directly to his channel. Again, that's RaunchyMikey, WWE fans, and if I'm not mistaken from watching his videos, now I could be wrong, but me assuming, him being a big fan of Randy Orton, Dean Ambrose, so that's cool. That's where we share things. Um, as you guys know, as fans of my show and know me from talking WWE, how I've been on the Dean Ambrose bandwagon and fandom for a long time. Was very happy. Wish I had a reaction video for the moment at Money in the Bank because trust me, I was surprised, happy, jubilant, all those things when that moment happened. And Dean Ambrose, when the moment happened when his music played and he was cashing in, and when he came out, I kind of thought, well, he is going to be winning the championship. So all the way between, a very great moment. I really, like I said, I wish I did a reaction of that. I did do a live reaction of the announcements of the GMs, but I didn't do one of Dean Ambrose cashing in at Money in the Bank. And that review, I mean, not that review, that reaction from this YouTuber, that, like I said, I'll have the link in the description below, and hopefully he'll be on the show next week to discuss his thoughts, his views of everything that happened this week in WWE here with the brand split and the pay-per-view and the debuts of the Raw and SmackDown Live post brand split. But also want to make it a little bit of an interview for him, uh, for him to talk about his channel, why he started it, how long he's been a fan, all those journalistic questions, and much more. So definitely welcome. Hope you, each and every one of you, are able to come back next week as well, whether you're new or a longtime fan, to watch that episode. But like I said, if you want to get to know him by watching his videos, check out the channel. I'll have the link in the description below this video. All right, let's get to the WWE week. I mean, what a week, people! A great week to be a WWE fan. Great week to be a wrestling fan. And this is where I wish I did have a co-host. I mean, I always wish I had a co-host to go back and forth. But specifically here because everything that happened, everything from Raw and the new looks and the new sets of Raw and SmackDown Live and everything in between was just beautifully done. I mean, I know with the rosters and the draft, it seemed like it was geared more toward Raw than SmackDown. And it kind of had to be, in my opinion. Raw's 3 hours. You need to have a big enough roster and a stable enough roster, in my opinion, to be able to have a 3 hour show and put on a good show and not have to have all these squash matches all the time. It was okay for here this first episode for Nia Jackson, Braun Strowman, but moving forward, hopefully that becomes less and less because then at some point you're going to get the cruiserweight division coming exclusively to Monday Night Raw. Then you'll definitely have enough for the roster there. But great, great debuts for that. Battleground, I enjoyed Dean Ambrose defending the championship. Talking on the other podcast I'm part of, Talking WWJ, I won the predictions battle there. If I do have a co-host here, then I'll have a predictions battle with that individual. And if I'm able to get guests for each paper prediction episode, I'll start that um, moving forward if that does happen, so to speak. But that was going over and over there. And with Battleground, it was Dean Ambrose winning, successfully winning the Shield Triple Threat, and that being a big match that everybody was looking forward to. I think it delivered. I think it was a little bit better than expected for me. My expectations were already high. I was a big fan of the Shield. Was kind of sad when they decided to break them up 2 years ago. I mean, it had to happen at some point, but still. And then going from fruition all the way here to having the Shield triple threat and Roman Reigns eating the pin, and then Roman Reigns eating the pin again on Raw against Finn Balor. So this Roman Reigns situation with his suspension and him coming back, his punishment may be a little bit more and in a way swifter, to be quite honest, than may appear. And I mean swift on like what's going on with his booking and losing and clean finishes, clean losses, than what could have been a swifter fine or a bigger suspension of that kind of punishment. So they went heavier on the punishment on screen after his just 1 month suspension, then going hard right away and suspending him longer. Either way, they would have been justified, and it seems like they're going the other way, the latter. But still, very interesting. I like the start of Raw, at the start of SmackDown Live with the GMs and commissioners addressing their rosters, their brand specific rosters and everything. That was a nice touch as well. Dolph Ziggler, the new number one contender for Dean Ambrose's title. The big question is, will the women have a title on SmackDown Live? Will there be a new tag team title on SmackDown Live? What's going on in those divisions? Because from what I saw from the women's segment on SmackDown Live, excuse me, from what I saw there, it makes me think that probably will be happening, and maybe they didn't want to put all their eggs in one basket, so to speak, or put the cart before the horse, or you got to think long term in this thing. This is the very first episode, technically the second episode of SmackDown Live, but the very first episode after the brands, after the draft, after all that jazz, and you don't want to share everything. So maybe a new women's title will be announced. Not a tournament. I would think they'd probably just do a battle royal or something to crown a new champion, and they'll have that for SummerSlam because they don't have. I mean, to be quite honest, they don't have enough of a roster there on SmackDown Live to have a full-fledged tournament, and I think it would be better just to let them all mix them up and have a battle royal. Now, if they were going to have a quick tournament and setting it up for a one-on-one match at SummerSlam, that way it probably will actually end up Natalya versus Becky Lynch. I would want it to end up with Carmella and Alexa Bliss because I've been big fans of them since they were in NXT. Alexa Bliss with Bergen Murphy and Carmella with Enzo and Cass. But that's what I would want. I would like the two women from NXT coming up to the main roster to SmackDown Live being drafted. I would actually want to see those two butting heads going on one for the new women's championship for SmackDown Live if they decide to do a tournament style. Like I said, they probably will be doing a battle royal if at all. There's going to be a new women's title on that side. And the same thing for the tag team. It has to be a one-on-one because the tag team tournament I never really, or at least a tag team battle royal would be something different. The tag team tournament we've seen before, but not in the battle royal sense. So the title situation is still up in the air. What's going to be going on there, specifically for SmackDown Live? We know what's going on for Raw. We have this new WWE Universal title. I've been waiting all week to talk about this, the Universal title. I mean, I don't like the name. It seemed like it was just like a, part of a. I just see it and picture it like they're in the boardroom having a big meeting about the draft and everything stuff that they want to book and have happen after it, and this subject being broached near the end of the meeting, and everybody just wants to leave, and someone just throws out, "Let's just call it the Universal title." Okay, sure, go with it. I it's just I don't like it. I know what it's supposed to be for the WWE Universe, and I think the only thing that is going to save it beyond the look of the title is who gets the title. You call this the Universal title? You want to call this the title for the WWE Universe? Trying to make it equal to the WWE World Heavyweight Championship and Dean Ambrose? Well, first, good luck with that. I mean, Dean is the man, the dude, the guy. But beyond that, if you want to try to give it a credibility already just like that, put it on Finn Balor. He's a internet darling, so to speak, indie darling, as I used to call him, or call wrestlers like him. and he is a indie darling, someone that's highly popular with the WWE universe is what he is. So I think putting Finn Balor as the champion would be surprising, interesting, entertaining, and give credibility to the title right away, and help build up the title from the get go, and then they can go from there. I mean, I just would hope that that's what they do. Whether they do that or not, we'll see. But I mean, geez. Also, the big thing for Monday Night Raw, Sasha Banks becoming the new women's champion. That was surprising. That was surprising in a different way. I didn't think that title had change going to happen. I should have known it because of it being the debut of Raw, post brand split, post draft. But I didn't. I thought it would just be some kind of cluster mess of a finish and Charlotte defending at SummerSlam and Sasha Banks getting her moment there. It'd be a bigger moment, a moment that would live forever, that she would never forget. Now, for her specifically, she probably didn't care when she got it. She'll always remember it, never forget it to herself personally. But on the grand stage and on the grand scheme of things and thinking, and the WWE universe and the fandom and all this other stuff, would be bigger and a better moment if it was at SummerSlam. But that was not to be. It's Raw, not a bad thing. And these also another thing I want to talk about, these post-match interviews that they're doing on SmackDown Live and Raw. I like it. I like that they're doing something different, something interesting. As I look at my notes here, but maybe not so often. Maybe just a couple times for Raw, a couple times for SmackDown. Not having to oversaturate doing that each and every time. You know, because if you have it too much, it's oversaturated, then people don't like it, and they just get bored by it. You know, less is more, because it'll make people want more of that. You know, so. But like I said, Raw, SmackDown Live, it's great week in everything for WWE. I definitely wanted to get on here before the end of the work week here, before the weekend begins officially in a couple of hours, to talk about everything that happened this week in WWE. A lot of awesomeness. Raw did do better than SmackDown Live, but hey, we're moving forward. And if you want to hear my in-depth thoughts on everything, go to Talking WWJ channel, uh, where we had a big episode actually yesterday late afternoon, as we do every week on Talking WWJ Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays at 5 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Eastern, live here on YouTube. And then for pay-per-view weeks, Thursdays the time is different. It's at 7:30 p.m. Central, 8:30 p.m. Eastern time start, or at least around there, going live for pay-per-view predictions. So I just wanted to share that with you guys and gals out there as well. But like I said, welcome to like this video, share, subscribe, promote it, tweet it out to other to WWE superstars, to WWE, whoever, whatever. Because like I said, I think I have something to offer, not just to the YouTube universe or the YouTube Nation, as I call it, and the WWE fans that watch videos or people reactions, or like RaunchyMikey, who, like I said, I'll have the link below to his channel, who I hope to have on next week as a guest. He has great content over there, great reactions. His reactions, as you can see, with most reactors, not all of them, but most of them are pure genuine. And each and every time a reaction of his, I always look forward to when I see that in my email box, because I know it's gonna be authentic, it's gonna be real, raw emotion, whether it's he agrees with what's going on or not, uh, or whether he's getting like a real girl or not, with what's going on. It's always genuine and always good content over there on that channel. So definitely check it out. We're going to subscribe over there as he's slowly inching closer and closer and closer to 1K, and I am trying to slowly inch just to get to 100 follow 100 subscribers. But hey, everybody starts from zero. Slow growth. Patience is a virtue. But thank you to everybody that's watching live and will be watching archives. Have a great rest of your evening. Like I said, great things on WWE this week. And I'm looking forward to see how things go here on the road to SummerSlam. And with that said, like I said, hopefully you all have a good evening, and we'll be leaving it here with Dean Ambrose. Let's hope for a long title reign. I'm saying, at the very least, the Survivor Series, if not all the way to WrestleMania 33. Okay, you never know. He could definitely make it that far. But as always, take care.